Well, hello, everybody. My name is Matt Poorman, and I'm the lead pastor at Cornerstone Vineyard Church. Hey, this video is to announce officially some very, very exciting news for Cornerstone Vineyard Church, and that is that we have officially signed a lease for a building. Yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. It's going to be good, right? We signed a lease. We now have a new home coming, and we found a building, which is something that we've had a lot of people praying for over the last year, and it's finally coming to pass. We're super excited about it. So I wanted to give you some details about that this morning. And so, real quick, a couple of things that I want to share with you before I give you like the where and those kind of details. Okay, the first thing I want to share with you is that some of you know that we our general vision and kind of target area was to kind of be like in like Bittersweet, Lincoln Way, 19 and Cleveland Road, kind of somewhere in there, kind of the Osceola area. And so we've been searching high and wide for a property in that area and just have not found anything. And so this particular building is outside of that target area, which we don't necessarily love, but we do think that God has been involved in the process. And I want to share with you what God's been up to and why we made this decision to be kind of outside our target area, actually in Mishawaka, at least for the next couple of years. And so here's what God has been doing. First of all, I want to share with you that when our realtor came to me and said, hey, there's this building, would you be open to it? I looked at it on Google Maps and I was like, I just don't think that's going to work. It's outside of our target area first, and it didn't seem like there was a lot of parking and all of that. And so I just was like, I don't think it's going to work. And our realtor said, hey, would you just come take a look at it? I got this guy, like he's interested in and kind of showing it to you, all those kind of things. And then my wife Leah and I, we went and we looked at it and we thought, wow, like, whoa, this could actually work. Again, there seems to be a little bit of a parking issue, but maybe we might be able to figure that out. But the building is 8,000 square feet, and we're like, wow, I think we could potentially make this work. And so there's like the first thing, like, okay, well, we could kind of make it work. When we went and actually looked at the building, the owner of the building is an awesome guy, and he actually attends Vineyard Mishawaka, which is our sending church, and he's actually in Pastor Mark Popes, the lead pastor over there. He's in his small group. And so this dude's a Christian, right? Like he knows church ministry. He's for church ministry in the area, and it's like that can't be happenstance. So we thank God is in the midst of that as well. Then we kind of waited back for the numbers to come, and he came back with the lease rate, and the lease rate, listen to this, was going to be $650 less per month than what we were paying for 4 Sundays a month at PHM schools. That was like, whoa, that's something, right? We think God was in the midst of that. And then I said, okay, well, then I got to figure out the parking situation, right? So I called the owner of a building right next door, and there's a big parking lot behind their building, and said, hey, we're going to potentially look at this building. If we did, could we use your parking lot? And he said, oh, yeah, as long as you give us a property of liability, a certificate of liability insurance, like that's fine. We don't need it in the evenings or the weekends. That would be fine. You're like, okay, so I guess our parking issue is no longer a problem. Feel like, again, God's just doing thing after thing after thing after thing. So, of course, then we had to come back and figure out, we are doing some renovations in the building, and so we had to figure out like how much it was going to be the price tag. And here's the cool thing. Because of the faithfulness of you all and giving to the church, we actually already had the cash in hand to pay for the renovations that we need to do in the building. That is above the 3 months of savings that we have for our operational expenses, which was incredible. God has just been doing amazing things. And then kind of the icing on the cake, then we went into a negotiation meeting with the owner and our realtor. And I would say that the owner basically agreed to 90% plus of what we were asking for, which, by the way, if you've been in a negotiation meeting, that just doesn't happen, right? And so, again, God's just all over this. And then a couple other things, then we were like, okay, we were kind of concerned, well, what if we move, are people going to kind of fall off, and because we're going to be outside of areas and all that kind of stuff. And then we mapped everybody on a map. Everybody currently attends Cornerstone Vineyard Church, and when we mapped it, this building is literally smack dab in the middle of where all of you are. And so we're like, well, that's got to be pretty kind of crucial and amazing that that's going to happen. So, man, we just feel like God is all over this thing. And for us, it helps us have the ability to do more relationship where we have a space where people can come several times during a day and in the week and all those kinds of things. For us, we've actually been calling it our health strategy because if you were part of the setup and tear down process, you know that is exhausting, right? And I was getting tired. The team was getting tired. And honestly, We right now, we know we can't meet even in the school until maybe September, and if schools don't go back because of the coronavirus, maybe even for the rest of the year. And we just feel like this is a great building for our next step. We really wish we could pick this building up and put it in Osceola, but there is not a building like that. And so we do feel like God is all over that. So a couple of caveats to that, again, because it's outside of our target area. Our long-range plan is to be back in Osceola, all right? Whether we build something in a few years and move into that, or God provides us a building, we just know that this is just what is for now. We've actually signed a 3-year lease, and so we're not locked in for the next 10, 15 years. We're locked in for just the next couple of years, all right? We're planning on maintaining relationships with Will Deeds over at Osceola United Methodist Church. We love that guy. We want to continue doing ministry together, as well as Shepherd's Heart Fellowship Church. They've been super gracious to us in the midst of this transition with the coronavirus, and we want to continue to do great ministry with them as well. And then thirdly, the final ring of that is we want to continue to do outreach. Primarily is going to be in Osceola, which we'll do some in Mishawaka as well, but primarily we want to do that in Osceola. So all that said, I wanted to kind of set that up for you. Again, it's outside of our target area. We feel like God is really in it, and it's a few-year process for us. It's not a long-range plan, but we are super excited. And so you want to know where it is? Ready? You want to know where it is? It's here, right? We're bringing it up on the screen. Here's a kind of a wide picture, and then I'm going to zero in just a moment on that. But you can kind of see on the very top end, there's Lincoln Way, and then kind of near the middle of the screen, there's Burkett, all right? And so if you travel south on Burkett and you hit 308 South Burkett Avenue, right now it is the current home of Michiana Workout. It is a gym. We have actually leased that facility. So this is a zeroed-in picture of that. Right now we can get 65 parking spaces in the parking lot. The parking lot on the left of your screen, that is the gracious owner is going to allow us to park there, and we can also put parking on the street. And so I wanted to kind of show you the interior of the building from that's right, there's a picture of the outside. This is what it looks like. We're going to have somebody change the sign out there. It's going to say eventually Cornerstone Vineyard Church, which is going to be so exciting. And by the way, the outside is green. There you go, another God moment, right? Which is kind of fun. Cornerstone is green, right? And then, so here's the inside drawing. This may not make a whole lot of sense to some of you that are not tactile, right? But you can kind of see that there's a door there on your right that'll come in, and then we'll kind of put a red area around. This is the atrium right here. There'll be the welcome center right in front. That's where coffee will be made right there in that little room there. And so that's all atrium. And then we got 4 kids' classrooms. There's 1 kid's classroom, 2 kids' classroom, 3 kids' classroom, and 4 kids' classroom. And then a couple of bathrooms are over in that area as well. And then this is the auditorium space, which I'm super excited about, folks. That's a 247-seat auditorium. Yeah, baby, right? 247-seat auditorium with a stage and all of that and all those kinds of things. And so we'll be actually showing more pictures and details later of some of the inside, some of that kind of stuff. But folks, this is going to work. 8,000 square feet is going to work for us, for our church, for a few years. Get us a home, and we're just super, super excited about that. So you might be thinking, okay, when are we going to get in? So we actually take possession of the building June 15th. And our hope is then we'll be starting to do some of the renovations. Some of those are going to be renovations that we are going to be doing ourselves, so we will need some of you to help in build like our stage and do some demo and do some maybe a little bit of painting and some of those kind of things. And so if you have skills, just let us know. And then our hope is to be in the building by the end of summer, maybe early fall. So kind of August, September-ish, kind of depends on how quickly the renovation goes. And then from there, we're in that building for at least for the next couple of years and kind of go from there. So exciting news, exciting news. We're super pumped, super excited to be able to have a place to call home. And again, I just want to thank so many of you to be praying for that. You've been praying for that. Continue to pray, because safety, we want it to be safe, and we want the process to go really smoothly. So just continue to pray. If you have questions about any of this, you want to follow up, again, you can email me at matt@cornerstonevineyard.church, or you can email info@cornerstonevineyard.church, and that'll get forwarded onto me and the staff, and we would love to answer questions for you. Have a great day, everybody, and I hope that you're celebrating as much as we are.